Caesar was dead, but the Republic his killers thought they were saving was already beyond repair. Rome had no clear leader, no obvious successor, and a population terrified of what might come next. Then came a surprise. Caesar's will was read aloud, and it named an heir almost no one expected. A quiet 18-year-old grandnephew, largely unknown in Roman politics, named Octavian. Octavian moved quickly. Rather than face Rome's most powerful men as rivals, he allied with two of them, the general Mark Antony and a wealthy statesman named Lepidus. Together, the three formed what history calls the Second Triumvirate, a formal arrangement to rule Rome jointly and hunt down Caesar's assassins. It was an uneasy alliance from the start, but for now, they had a common enemy. In 42 BC, the Triumvirate's forces met the armies of Caesar's assassins at Philippi in northern Greece. The battle was decisive. Caesar's killers were defeated, and most died in the aftermath, including two of the conspiracy's central leaders. Caesar had been avenged, but the three men who had avenged him were far from finished with each other. With their common enemy gone, the alliance between Octavian and Antony began to strain. Rome was effectively split between them, Octavian controlling the west, Antony the east. Antony, stationed in the eastern provinces, grew closer to a powerful ally who would soon become impossible for Rome to ignore. Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt, was one of the most politically skilled rulers of the ancient world. Her alliance with Antony brought him wealth, resources, and a power base independent of Rome itself. To Octavian, this wasn't just a political partnership. It was a threat. The possibility that Antony might abandon Rome's interests entirely in favor of an Egyptian throne. Octavian used this fear masterfully, painting Antony not as a rival Roman statesman, but as a man who had betrayed Rome for a foreign queen. In 31 BC, the conflict came to a head at Actium, off the western coast of Greece, in a massive naval battle between Octavian's fleet and the combined forces of Antony and Cleopatra. Octavian's navy, better prepared and more disciplined, won decisively. Antony and Cleopatra fled back to Egypt, their forces broken. Within a year, both would be dead, and Egypt would fall entirely under Roman control. Octavian was now, unquestionably, the most powerful man in the Roman world. In 27 BC, Octavian made a calculated political move. Rather than declare himself king, a title Romans still deeply distrusted, he returned power symbolically to the Senate, allowing them to grant him a new title instead. They named him Augustus, the revered one. He held nearly total authority, but carefully avoided the appearance of a monarchy. It was, in every meaningful sense, the birth of the Roman Empire, wrapped in the language of the Old Republic. What followed was a period historians call the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. For the first time in generations, the Roman world was not consumed by civil war. Augustus used this peace to transform Rome itself. New roads, new temples, new public spaces, and a level of stability the Mediterranean hadn't seen in decades. The Republic was gone. In its place stood something new, an empire, built not by conquest alone, but by one man's patient, careful consolidation of power. And that empire was only just beginning to show what it could build. That story of Roman engineering and daily life is next.